Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Big B, Moonshine Day, Suburban Noise Records. Let's go!
I'm an outlaw. Give me 2 shots.
All right, 37 past the hour. Thanks again to Donnie Bray for joining me last segment. Apologize for those technical difficulties. We try, people. We try as best we can to make sure that we're bringing you high technology, and when technology doesn't work, things fail. What can I tell you? All right, without any further ado, let's race over to the hotline and bring up friend of the show, regular contributor Derrick Riches from bbq.about.com. Derrick, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Greg?
Doing absolutely fabulous, Derrick. And you are fresh back from the HPBA, Hearth Patio Barbecue Association. I believe I actually did that right off of memory, and I'm very impressed that I did that. You've been going to that particular place a number of years. I can tell by the look on your face that you are overly excited.
Like 11 years,
right?
maybe?
I mean, you've been in the industry. You've got one of the coolest jobs ever. But I mean, does it get monotonous to go to some of these things year after year?
Yeah, it can. I mean, you're looking at a lot of the same products over and over again.
So when did you pull in?
When did I?
Yes.
When did I get there?
Yep.
Arrived in Atlanta Wednesday night. Went out to a party that night, and then just basically did trade show for 3 days.
All right, so you're in there for 3 days. You're walking it more of the media, or are you also like guesting in some of the manufacturers' booths, or no way?
No, I don't really do that sort of stuff. I spend most time walking, but I did. They had a tailgating event. They had kind of a celebrity cook-off, and they asked me to judge that while I was down there. So
how did that go?
I did that. Went really well, actually. I got a lot of people out there, and it was a lot of fun. One of the other judges was Ray Lampe, and Ted Reeder was emceeing the event, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ted Reeder likes to drink a little bit, from what I understand. So,
he was he was being a good boy.
Yeah,
he was being a good boy.
Self-admittedly, he says that, by the way. Derrick Riches joining us here on the show. All right, so we're able to peruse all the new offerings, obviously some of the big manufacturers that are each and every year. What did you see that struck you, things that wanted you to immediately start making notes because you knew you were going to be talking about it on the biggest, baddest barbecue radio show on the internet? I mean, what was overtaking you over there?
Well, trying to avoid all of the Traeger knockoffs, first of all. But there were a couple of good products out there that I saw. Let's see. I'll start with this one. It's a portable grill out of Canada. It's called the Cook Air Grill. And what it does is it has a little fire pot down in there. You put like a little paraffin fire lighter in there, throw it in there, throw in a chunk of wood. And there's a little fan in there that accelerates that combustion. So this little 17-pound portable grill can reach a temperature of about 1,100 degrees.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems very extreme. It almost sounds like, as far as that combustion process, is what happens on a pellet-style cooker with the fan, the fire pot, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to that, but instead of using wood pellets, you can use honestly, any chunk of wood you pick up. Hardwood preferably, but you don't need a specialized wood for it.
Does it give you some type of an indication of how long this is going to burn, and is it easy to replenish if you're going to be doing an extended cook, or is it not made for that?
It comes with a special little tool, so you can pick up the cooking grate, throw more wood right in there, and you can keep going pretty much as long as you want to.
What are we looking at price point-wise, and how much food can you actually get on it?
Well, it's got a 14-inch cooking grate, so it's about the same size as like a Weber Smoky Joe. So, it's got a decent capacity on it. The price is about $200.
Fair for what you're getting there, do you think, and the technology built into it?
Yeah, I think so. It comes with pretty much everything you're going to need. Of course, being fan-driven, it's electrically powered. You can run it on batteries, but it comes with adapters for, your car or, for a standard plug. It comes with cleaning tools. It's even got a little lid on it so you can actually trap smoke in there, and it comes pretty completely self-contained.
All right, and again, somebody just posted the website in case people listening want to take a look at it while we're talking. cook-air.com. And that should bring you over to the website right there. All right, so that's something that caught your eye. Anything else?
I did get a chance. We've talked about this probably for like 2 years, and that's Fast Eddie's new pellet grill.
Yeah.
I got a chance to see what it looks like now, the new version of it.
Is this like version 3.0 now?
At least 3, maybe 4.
Well, who's manufacturing it now?
Well, now Eddie has cut a deal with the people behind England Stoves. They've been making wood-burning and pellet stoves for a long period of time. They're a big company. They've got a lot of retail access. And, true to form, Eddie met up with the CEO of and owner of that company at a racing event. So,
So it was originally a Cook Shack, and then it went to Danson, and now it
was Danson. Then they bailed on it, and it went Cook Shack. And they just didn't really have the ability. Cook Shack is really much more centered on stainless steel production and insulated cooking. And I think what Eddie wanted was kind of a lower priced unit. So it's been completely redesigned. It's got a much smaller footprint. It's got a 2-layer hooded cooking chamber plus a relatively large direct fire space.
So overall, I mean, you've seen a number of these revisions of the Fast Eddie grill. Is this by far the best one? Is it more along the lines of what he's been hoping for all along? Do you think this is something that he's finally reached the goal and it's actually going to get out to the market?
I think this one is going to go to market because England is very much behind it. England has a lot of money. And, Eddie's got a lot of patents. He's been collecting patents through this whole process. You put his patents with England's lawyers, and I think there's going to be a couple of pellet makers out there going to be doing some redesigns here pretty quick. It's not really an official product yet. It's still kind of a manufacturing mock-up. I don't even think there's a name for it yet, really. It's probably Fast Eddie pellet cooker or something like that. But they expect to hit market with by summer.
All right, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Did he have an idea as far as price point?
The price is unofficial, and I promised I wouldn't say what it is, but I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be kind of shocked by the price.
Well, we've seen it anywhere between $1,500 to $1,800, or maybe a little bit north of that, depending on if it was all stainless or if it was the powder coat. Is it somewhere in between those, or would it be south or north of that? Head south. All right, so could be a little bit more price advantageous if you were looking into that in the past. Did you happen to run into the guys over at Grilla?
I did, as a matter of fact. I talked to them for quite a while. Anything
that changed your mind about that product, or were you able to get around a little bit more than you had previously?
I got to talk to them for quite a while about the product. I think what they kind of need to do, there's been, there's a little tinkering going on, little changes here and there, They're talking about, maybe some other changes that they're going to make, but I think that they really are at a point now where they really ought to just get it made and start shipping them out, get them going. I think it's ready for prime time.
Is that going to be a distribution issue that they're going to have to overcome, or is that something they're just going to need to make them and start getting them out there?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of, they're still sticking pretty much to the specialty market. They've got some access in the fireplace areas and some of the, the smaller barbecue shops and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a matter of the fact that they have really created a lot of positive buzz about it. A lot of people are talking about it. And, if I was a retailer, I would take that into consideration. But, it's an uphill battle. There's a lot of competition out there.
Absolutely. Derrick Riches joining us here, bbq.about.com, his website. What else caught your eye down at HPBA?
Napoleon has introduced a new version of their charcoal grill. They came out with basically a kind of what they would call a better kettle grill to compete with Weber about a year ago. Of course, I think the price point on that was about $200. So it's much more expensive. This is a cart-mounted unit, very much kind of in competition with the Weber Performer, but it has some really nice features on it. It has a fixed hinged lid, which might be a limiting factor in some cases. But it kind of swings to the side, so you never put your arm over the fire. The actual grill will actually rotate 360 degrees inside the cart. So if you want to, change the angle of it, turn it, you got food in the back, you want to flip it around, you can do that. It's got all of the, kind of luxury items you want, the quick clean out, the, top and bottom vent system, thermometer unit in it. It's got a very heavy, very solid cast iron, porcelain coated cast iron cooking grate, which can be adjusted to 3 different levels. It's just, it's got a lot of extra features on it. I think that cooking grate's about 22 pounds.
Wow. So huge as far as weight is concerned. I mean, at $200 price point.
This is $400 for this.
Okay, sorry, $400 price point. And are we looking at 22.5 inches of cooking space here?
Yeah, it's exactly the same dimension, space capabilities as a Weber 22.5.
So if I go to Home Depot on the right day, I can get a 22.5 inch gold for $160, maybe even $125 if it's a seasonal closeout, versus $400 for this better kettle.
This is a cart mounted unit, so okay. It's more in line with the Performer. The Performer, there's actually 2 versions of the Performer out this year, because there's one without the gas assisted ignition, which is going to be $300, and the one with the gas ignition is going to be $430.
Do you think if I'm deciding to buy a Performer without any gas assist, because I think that's foolish, or the better kettle, which one would you choose and why?
I would certainly consider the Napoleon. I think it's got the very similar construction quality on it, but it's got that much beefier cooking grate, which is actually a hinged cooking grate, so you still have access to your fire, but we've seen a lot of aftermarket cast iron cooking grates for Weber kettles, right. And this just comes standard with it.
Derrick Riches joining us here on the show. A couple minutes left. Any other big items that caught your eye while you're down in Atlanta?
I was just looking at the board there. Someone was asking about the pizza kettle. I think we've talked about that one before.
Correct.
And just answered Jay's question. That's a product I really like, so he should go get one.
All right.
There's a couple of things. There's one which is kind of ridiculous. It's an electric grill. It's using the new thermoceramics technology, and thermoceramics it's like a heating element that you can spray on. So this is an electric grill that will hold a 700-degree surface temperature on its cooking surface without a lid. The unit that they're selling that's come out right now is called a Downtown Grill. It's going to sell for like $2,000 for a small portable electric. Wow. But, I think we're going to see a lot of this technology out there in the near future.
You're spraying on heat?
It's like I said, it's like a heating element that can be sprayed on in an even layer, so it covers the entire surface of whatever you want to heat. It's kind of cool, actually.
But a little pricey, it seems like.
The technology is a little pricey right now, but I think that it's it's going to be something I'm going to see a lot of.
All right, final summatory thoughts of Hearth Patio and Barbecue of 2012.
It was a much better show this year. There was a lot more people there. I guess just everyone loves to go to Atlanta, I suppose, or the fact that most of a lot of manufacturers are in Atlanta. So
is that a show that I would want to be able to broadcast live from, do you think, or would that be kind of fruitless?
I don't know. If you want to go down to Orlando next year, might be worth the trip.
Yeah, I mean,
there's,
who doesn't?
Certainly a lot of people there.
Yeah, we could get a lot of good interviews there. Derrick, let me give you the Survey Tuesday questions here before I let you go. Question number 1, do you think Barbecue Pitmasters will be a winner or a loser this season?
For who?
For the audience.
Oh, for the audience?
Yes.
Oh, do you think they thought about that?
I hope.
I'm sure that, I'm sure that it'll be enjoyable. I think they put on a pretty good show.
All right, so we'll mark you down for winner. Question number 2, the best barbecue accessory to have is?
Oh. I have boxes of them. You know, when it comes to real serious barbecue, a really good stick.
Stick like wood?
Yeah, you know, for stirring up coals and
All
moving
right.
things around. I always
buy
use
that.
a stick.
Stick it is. Favorite barbecue book?
Barbecue book. You know, I'd probably say the one I enjoyed actually reading the most was Chris Lilly's book, the Big Bob Gibson's barbecue book.
All right, Big Bob Gibson's by Chris Lilly. Derrick Riches, you can find him, bbq.about.com. I'm sure there'll also be some write-ups from HPBA on that blog as well, bbq.about.com. Derrick, always appreciate the time. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Great. Thanks for having me.
You got it. There he is, Derrick Riches. bbq.about.com is his website. Check it out. A very good resource. If you never checked it out, you're doing yourself a disservice. Grills and smokers and recipes and a whole bunch of different write-ups that he's got going on. Very extensive. Like you said, he's been doing it for like 15 years. Maybe even longer than the website. He's going down to HPBA for the last 11 years. Ye gads.